As a contractor, have you ever been asked by an owner to perform duties that are more like design responsibilities? Or if you're a subcontractor, has your client, a general contractor, asked you to perform duties that were more like design responsibilities? If you have, I'm going to help you navigate those waters. See, I'm a contractor. I'm an installer. I don't hold a design license, and I don't hold design insurance, errors and omissions. Many cases, I've been asked to do calculations for seismic, for hangars specifically, if we're using hangars to run pipe. Now, I'm not a designer. I'm not going to be on the hook to do seismic calculations. I don't do design. That is the responsibility of the designer. I'm just the installer. I follow the drawings, and where there's a deviation, I'm going to get a change order for it. I only review drawings to the extent that I could give a fair and accurate bid. Designers have 3 years to design a job. I have 2 weeks to look at drawings and come up with a price. I can't find everything, and I'm not a designer. There's something called unlawful design delegation. Now, if you've never heard of it, doesn't mean it don't exist. I used to do it all the time, especially when it came to seismic calculations for hangars. What about shop drawings that need to be stamped by PE? You ever come across a situation like that? If I was to do the seismic calculations, I'd have to get that stamped by PE. But I'm not a designer. You should know the law of the state that you're in. In fact, in New York State Board of Regents, it is unlawful for any person to have delegated design responsibilities who does not have a license. It is also unlawful for anyone who doesn't have a design license to profit from somebody who does. Professional services are to contract directly with the owner based on liability. But owners and general contractors might be asking you to perform design responsibilities more than you'd think. And I don't perform design responsibilities because I'm never going to take on that liability. I need you guys to put your risk hat on and start thinking about what people are asking you to do. Like in my previous videos, talking about turning over completed systems where the owner is using them. A lot of my work is done in wastewater treatment plants, and wastewater treatment plants have to run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. There's many times in a contract that I have to wire equipment that has to immediately go in service, or the owner will start putting it in service. Now, the second they touch it and they start using it, they own it. I'm going to turn that equipment over, offer them a beneficial use, and also, what am I going to ask for? Retainage reduction on that system, because now you own it. Can't hold retainage on the entire job if a portion of that job, which comprises the price of the contract, you are now operating and own. You owe me that money. So just because you never heard of it or you've never done it before doesn't mean that it's not a thing. This is how it's done in the NFL. At least how it's done in Class A heavy union construction in New York City. Now, getting back to design delegation. Remember, you're not a designer and you don't carry error and omissions insurance. You don't have a design license. So why would you ever do something that requires you to perform design duties? Or if this is not a design build, if this is a low bid, rip 'em and read 'em, well, I wouldn't want to take any liability of touching that and or going out and contracting with an architect and engineer to come in to do something. I would not do that. That is their responsibility. I'm just the installer. So think about it when you're navigating the waters and operating your business. Are you being asked to do work that is outside of installation and has something that potentially is related to design? If that is the case and you don't have a design license, don't do it. And that's a pro move.